Hey guys, Splatter Trigger here, and today I'm doing a recent pickup videos. It's been a few months since I've done one of these, so this will definitely be at least a two-parter. And I'm just going to try to go through this as smoothly as possible, so if I don't really get to every little detail about what I picked up, I apologize in advance. Also, I want to make a note, any PSP titles, I know I said this in my last one, but I will not be showing any of them because I really honestly do plan on doing a collection video soon. Um, just time constraints haven't allowed me to get there, and plus the collection's built up somewhat, so when I get the chance, I'll be able to put one of those out. But right now, we're going to start off here. The big purchase I got, obviously right here, is the 360 Final Fantasy 13 bundle. Within the bundle comes a white system with a 250 gig hard drive, two wireless controllers, standard AV cables for some reason, Ethernet cable, microphones, headset, Final Fantasy 13 point card, I believe, and the system itself, like the area where it would say like if it's an elite model or not, it says Final Fantasy 13. That's all it really has on the system. It's nothing like no special graphics or anything, excluding if you bought it, you were able to get a faceplate, and I have the lightning one, which I've yet to open. But with that aside, that was the biggest real modern purchase I've got in the last few months. Now, obviously the game came with it as well. I have not had a chance to dive into this yet. That's due to many other RPGs and a lot of time constraints in my personal life before I was able to get to this. And I plan on getting to it very soon. Now, I also got the guide as well. Now, the thing with the guide is when this came out, 6 of my local GameStops actually sold out of this. So I went on to my Facebook Splatter Trigger account, and I sent out a message thinking that this thing, I'm not realizing at the time how many quantities were actually being produced. So somebody by the name of Chris, who's a part of channel Diglio, was able to take my money and get me a copy of this before it became, before we all realized this was going to be everywhere. But I really appreciate Chris's effort and also anybody else that I bought things off of or done trades with that I'll show in this video that are part of YouTube. I'll be leaving a link to their channel in the description box. So thank you, Chris from channel Diglio. Next up, as many as you already know, I got my hands on Red Dead Redemption Special Edition. This is just a slipcase because the game itself is actually in my 360. The only difference with the Special Edition from Standard Edition, as I've learned since my unboxing video, is that this, besides the slipcase, came with downloadable content for the soundtrack and an outfit. And I guess you were only able to get that in America with your pre-order. Other than that, the game didn't cost any more than the regular edition and basically is pretty much the same. And let's not forget the guide. Now obviously, as you can see here from the stacks of green I have sitting in front of me, I've gotten also a few 360 titles. Now some are imports and some are North American releases. And the first one I want to show off here is an amazing game. And that would be Mushisami Futari version 1.5. This is the slipcase, and this is the first pressing special edition. It came with a downloadable card for the original bullet pattern, 2-disc CD soundtrack. This is the game itself. This is a really, really kick-ass shmup. Now continuing on with the 360 games, just recently at a Toys R Us sale, it was a buy one get one kind of deal. I was able to get Konami Classics Volume 1 and 2. Now they contain the original Contra, Russian Attack, Symphony of Night, a couple other titles, can't remember off the top of my head. You can get these downloadable through Xbox Live, I believe, but and that should tell you that I'm not online yet, just to let you guys know. But these, I wanted the physical copies for the shelves, and for whatever, $15 for both of them was pretty good in my opinion. Another cave shmup region free is ESP Galuda 2 Black Label. This is the first pressing, which came with the bonus soundtrack. Continuing on with my shmup love would be Raiden Fighters Aces and Raiden 4. Now, my next little stack of games here are for the DS, and though I haven't really shown as much love as, like I said in my last video, I have picked up about a half dozen titles here since then. So first up would be an import game called, I think it's pronounced Gianna Sisters DS, And this is basically a Super Mario clone, and this is the German edition. I believe this game was only released in Germany and Australia. And I would really like to thank, I got this game as part of a trade with MetalHanzo. Well, many of you know that I did a complete video on his artwork, and I'll be leaving a link to his DeviantArt site in the description box. Next up would be Infinite Space. I have yet to delve into this as well. It's, from what I know, it's more of an RPG, sci-fi sim. Next up would be Ragnarok DS. I've never played this online, but I picked this up on a DS, and I'm going to tell you guys, and this is just my own opinion, never playing the original online game, avoid this. I thought this RPG was terrible. I put about 4 hours into it. I couldn't stand it anymore. Next up will be Sonic's Collection. Yeah, I've already got all these titles, but you know what's nice to have them on a DS on the go. If you can find it used for a decent price, I highly suggest you pick it up. Next up would be Lunar Dragon Song, and this is basically, I got this brand new for a couple of bucks at my local FYE, and this is the black sheep in the Lunar series, but I plan on trying to get every Lunar released game in North America and Japan. So I had to pick this up for the price. And next would be a throwback to the PS1 days, is Point Blank DS. I got this used for a couple of dollars and I couldn't resist. First off would be Zod Limited Edition for the Sammy's PlayStation 2. This was a pre-order item released with Berserk Millennium Falcon branded box for the PS2. And I actually had that as a pre-order, but never knew that never got this. So years later, I finally tracked this down and got it for a decent price. Short while ago, probably a month or two, I went on this huge 80s flick binge, and while I was out right after my binge, not even like a day or two later, I went down to my local Toys R Us, and lo and behold, one of the films I watched, which I love, is The Lost Boys, and they had the David figurine, you know, Keith Sutherland's character, and I couldn't help but pick this up. I thought it was pretty kick-ass. Next up would be, a while back, there was an auction on eBay, a seller going, and he was selling all these like promo things for many different systems from back in the day for their games. And I guess what these cards would do is they would face the front of like a sale display or something at like Toys R Us or Walmart. Now a lot of these auctions got out of hand, but I was able to actually get two of them. And one would be Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrals, and the other one would be Wildcats on the SNES. Now, I love this because I'm a big Jim Lee fan. I love his artwork, and it was pretty cool that I was able to get my hands on these. Everything else I bid on really went for astronomical prices. But, you know, whoever got them, if you're watching this, congratulations, because I wasn't going that high, especially on those Castlevanias and Mega Man ones. Next up is a throwback. It's probably the first time I've ever shown a game from this system in any of my videos, because I've yet to do a collection video at all. But I picked up a complete copy of Super C or Super Contra or Contra 2 on the original Nintendo. Box is a little beat up, but I got it for a pretty good price.